So what's the deal with the chakras? And why do so many people speak about them? See, the chakras, I mean, you can go look up the descriptions yourself. I'm not going to give those traditional descriptions, but rather, I'd just like to touch on why it can be so helpful to work with them, even if you're just using your imagination at first. See, when it comes to the chakras, we normally have to envision 7 major energy centers in the body, all having their different colors and their different uses and their different characteristics. But if we can just take the understanding of the chakras, by understanding that there's more to this physical body, there's more to our physical experience than we can see, if we can understand that and just take that understanding from the chakras, then it can be very helpful in settling us in to subtlety. Because the more subtle we become, the more skillfully we'll handle life. But the more entangled we are in physical life, the harder it will be. The more of a mess we'll make, internally, externally, everything. But the more subtle we become in our experience of life, the more interconnected we'll become with everything, the more beautiful everything will flow, the more lovely and fantastic our lives will become. Because once we are aware that this life is beyond the physical limits, this life is beyond the mental limits, this life is beyond the emotional limits, this life is really limitless. But it's hard to understand that when we're just talking and philosophizing. But by looking at the East and saying, okay, they've come up with these understandings of the chakras, and so many people are speaking about them, I might think it's kind of ridiculous, but I'm going to explore it within myself and perhaps use your imagination in your meditations to sit in those centers and just see what you feel, see what you notice. But again, the important thing about it, until you have a genuine experience with the chakras, which most people don't, most people are reading it in a book and coming and talking on a video, but once you have these experiences, once you feel things opening up within you, once you feel your life taking on different dimensions, you'll begin to see, oh, okay, there's more to this life than what we see. There's more to this life than what we think. And there's more to this life than what we feel. There's more subtlety to this life. And it's not all just about the physical conduct, or the mental thoughts, or the emotional impulses. It can be deeper than that altogether. And the chakras can at least give us a little understanding of that, okay, there's more to this life than meets the eye. And here are some pathways, here are some junction points in the body that I can stop at, rest my attention at, and see what comes. And so if you're looking into chakras, thinking about chakras, wondering what this chakra means and that chakra means, and how can I work with this and work with that, use your own intelligence, use your own attention, bring your attention there to those individual centers that you're interested in. See what you notice. But just begin exploring the subtlety of this life that we can't always see with our two eyes. Because again, when we're restricted in the body, when we're restricted to our individuality, we'll suffer immensely. But the more interconnected we are with this existence, the more beautiful it will be. And so one way of just slowly opening ourselves up to that subtlety, to that interconnectedness, is by working with things like the chakras. Not just dismissing them, not just blindly believing them, but exploring them. So if you hear someone talking about chakras in a video, bring your attention there yourself. Sit in silence and just see what you notice. And of course, you'll have to be careful not to get confused with your own imagination and reality. But if you can sit in stillness genuinely, not seeking anything, just looking, then you'll begin to have your own experiences of these spaces that we call the chakras. And your life will become so multidimensional, as it already is, but you'll begin to experience that multidimensionalness yourself. You won't have to just watch it in a video. You can experience it. So anyways, this video is for those who are interested in the chakras but not sure where to start, or maybe even think it's all nonsense, or maybe you just believe it all. Explore it yourself. Realize that there's more subtlety to this life than you see, than you hear, than you touch, than you taste, than you smell. Begin exploring that, and just see what you notice.